without it.
The map doesn't exist until you go there
Yeah.
and seek it
Right.
with meditation.
Yeah.
You know, so you're playing these level games that everyone knows they exist, but then when you see the entire map, then you know, oh shit, okay, now there's so much more that I need to work on.
Yeah.
And if you want to gamify it, I mean, we call it the game of life as a metaphor. I mean, because that's a really good metaphor for it.
Right.
You know, it is like a game, and you can choose in this player how you want to live your life.
Right.
What is it that you're going to do tomorrow?
Exactly.
And when you figure out that desire, you always want to wake up and do, you know, whatever that is.
Right. That's when figuring your purpose in life. You figure out literally your purpose in life. Like what thing of action would cause you the most pleasure, the most bliss, essentially, and the most joy. And it would not feel like work. It would not feel like effort. It would be the most effortless thing that you've ever done.
Right. And you would have love and compassion
that's
for
discovery
it.
of your purpose and what is your and then your alignment of desire of that purpose.
Yeah.
And living in purpose is absolutely bonkers.
Living in purpose is crazy. But how many times do people get confused and think like their purpose is about making it?
Right.
And, like my generation is
Yeah.
facing that right now.
Yeah.
They think,
sure.
I mean, I faced it too.
Uh-huh.
And it was like a big problem for me. I was always trying to use my intellect. How I'm going to figure this game out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
What is it that I need to do? I
Right.
need to take this course and, you know, do this for my resume. And, you know, I got to do this at the job to pass level 1 in the job and all this stuff just in the intellectual. And at some point, it got to the point where that wasn't like fulfilling anymore. It just wasn't fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was I going to do that for 10 more years of my life? Like,
Mhm.
that's my purpose in life.
Right.
Something felt off.
Okay, felt off. So you felt that, okay, this game is not good. I'm not playing the right one.
Yeah, like people, like I have this, people have this perception about me that this game that I'm playing is good. It's good for me. Like everything's going well for me. But the feeling that I feel is like, you know, it's like not so good for me.
Yeah, so
you're
not getting any satisfaction from doing that.
There's a satisfaction here and there, but the overall purpose was not, you know, I want to wake up and just do this every day of my life. I could just play this game and just keep going.
Yeah, not
You know?
living in that, like that, not living your desire.
And I think because I also had awareness that there was other levels of the game that I wanted to play
Right.
that needed unlocking.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a particular calling too,
Right.
and a feel there, like I need to do something else and push my boundaries.
That's one of the ingredients of effective consciousness is the strong desire to evolve. And you almost had that locked on. Like to you, you would always think, how can this make me evolve? Like that's essentially the first question you would ask.
Yeah.
Right?
Basically, like...
and if you do that, your life becomes an adventure.
That's what Jesus said, ask and it shall be given.
Yeah. Well, that's what Jesus said again.
But I didn't learn those things myself.
Jesus in 2021.
I learned those things from the people around me,
Yeah.
from all the experiences around me, because you are it and those people are it also. And they show you every time, and you hear it in music, all these messages, about heaven and love, like people ooze love, and they
Right.
show you their nasty side too.
Right.
And that's you.
So everything's coded in songs and art.
Everything's coded in everything in life.
Yeah.
And when you start feeling that, like accepting it at not face value, but actually just feeling it for what it is,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or I suppose face value of the raw emotion.
Right.
And you understand it and process it and know that your body is transient, then you can let that go and focus on what it is you truly desire,
Right.
So based on the experiences I had.
And it does have balls to go on something that you truly desire.
Yeah,
that takes balls, huh?
It takes balls. You need to have courage for it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know exactly what we were going to be doing here, the projects we were going to be building. I had a general idea,
But how fast was it? It wasn't that long a time ago.
It was
like,
2
but it
weeks ago.
sounds like it was so far away.
It sounds so far away.
How
Because
can this be that we just spent like this, on this process of meditations and self empowerment and evolution and stuff like that. And now 2 weeks later, we look back and it's like, who was that dude?
Yeah.
Like it feels so much longer than that.
Because it's also been so much fun.
Yeah.
Like every day, so much fun.
Oh my God,
and
yeah.
we have like our days of work, and we do have like tension here and there. And like, you know, we have struggles with people or like situations,
Yeah.
but we deal with it. Like not just deal with it, but we process it.
Process
we
it,
think
yeah.
about it, meditate, we talk about it, share our perspective,
Yeah.
and then we're growing, we're learning, expanding our consciousness and evolving.
Right.
And like that feels so good.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like 2 weeks of mundane work.
Yeah, we don't hold on to it. We process it. We have these tools to do that
Yeah, you have the tools to do that
through meditation.
through meditation, and then once you do that, you can do it consciously too.
Yeah.
You know, in interactions between people, like you said, there's 3 types of people,
Mm-hmm.
and you can choose to be which type you want to be,
Right.
and that's the game of life.
That's excellent. So we know a little bit about the types of games we play. We know the levels of the games we play. We know, and there's of different avatars. There's many different types of people.
And then there's fears associated with that too, with the different levels.
Oh, that's right. So every single level is associated with certain fear that is like a boss to level up.
Like a boss to level up.
And it's not a coincidence why we create video games where throughout the video game we like take out little goblins and then at the end like a big boss. That's what it's like playing every single game.
Yeah, these little goblins are like
little
nightmares, little fears here and there.
Here and there.
And then the boss is like, you're about to pass that next level.
It's the fear of the entire level itself.
Yeah.
It's like when you have that in the power level, when you have the fear of scarcity, and that's what like, oh, you have to keep on doing because I'm going to be left behind.
It needs to be done.
It needs to be done. Yeah, exactly. You think it needs to be done, and then eventually you sort of, you know, especially if you meditate or if you access that, you realize that, oh, okay, well, like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
It's
you feel the pain.
The reality that there is scarcity is gone, and then the only reality for you now is abundance. So it's like, what's the point of playing level 3? Because I will always have whatever I want.
Yeah.
And you have that realization
that there's no more scarcity.
There's no more scarcity,
and that's
and
where
the scarcity is. But you can live in the scarce world if you choose to. Like it's and everybody calls it system, culture, whatever you want to call it. If you live in the system, scarcity seems like a very real thing to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is. It can be because it affects you all the time.
Yeah.
But you don't have to let it just affect you. You could do something about it.
Right.
Right? But being conscious that, okay, you're playing this level and I'm not going to let my ego get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do what it takes to play this level in a good way so that I can no longer have that scarcity. Because I want to reach the other levels.
Yeah.
You know?
Which means there is no wrong level to play.
No.
That you should master all of them.
You should master all of them.
Yeah, you
have
should
some
master
sort
all
of mastery
absolutely
on all of them.
Except that we're also saying that we're just having too much of level 3 right now and not enough level 5 and 6.
Because that's very popular. It's social, creates a social aspect.
Yeah.
That's what humans like to do.
Yeah.
And that's what allows us to level up in other levels too. It's necessary. But level 3 became really popular because there's a lot of social media around it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people trying to sell you courses, and there's Lamborghinis on there.
Right.
But like the course has nothing to do about Lamborghinis.
Right.
But there's like hot chicks on the
lots
videos.
Of honeys and stuff like nothing to do with the course.
But you're not gonna get honeys by, you know, getting rich. No. I'm sorry, but it doesn't work that way.
See, okay, I want to talk about that.
That's not the real woman.
Okay, let's talk about this illusion that money and power is something that's going to have
the other level.
Have great relationships with many women. Let's just say
that can be the most toxic too. If someone doesn't understand that it's not just about that.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's the man too.
Right.
Like, I have all this money, I have all this stuff, and I give you all this stuff. Like,
Oh, they don't understand why this guy who doesn't have all the shit that he has, but has the relationship with women so much better.
exactly.
It's not fair. I have the money. It should have worked.
Yes, this is
It's
what
like-
society taught me.
That's what society taught me. And then you realize, oh my God, it's scammed. I was scammed. That's just not, it's just a side effect. Maybe I should focus on the woman herself
Yeah.
rather than the money, which the love comes in. That's the level 4.
And
And
you
that's
know
how you
what's-
level up.
You know what's so funny? You never get angry like, oh, I had this realization, like I was scammed.
Yeah.
And it's not like that because you're so grateful that you recognize.
Absolutely.
And like,
Yeah.
okay, that's the next one I want to play.
Yeah.
Like I want to play that love game. That's what I want to feel.
Right.
That's what it's all about. Having joy and
Give me some sugar and love, man.
but that's what it's a popular game to play right now
Yeah.
because it's also interconnected with other levels. Like it can
Yeah, but do you think do you like a lot of people they play that game and some of them never really level up. They seem like they spend years and years in that level.
it's hard to level up.
Yeah.
Because if we're saying that we're AIs, playing
Mhm.
this game in this simulation,
Mm-hmm.
that means we have a particular software, right? You wrote about this in your article. We have
Right.
hardware and software,
Absolutely.
and we have the software program playing. What are you? You're a product of all of your experiences
Mm-hmm.
and the people that you were affected by.
Right.
There's a slogan that says that you're like your closest 5 friends in life.
Right.
That's like
Yeah.
a product of you also.
Yeah.
Your parents, how they raised you.
Yeah.
Your belief system, your
Mhm.
cultural system, your
Absolutely.
political system.
Absolutely.
Life.
That is deterministic, essentially.
That is deterministic.
That you will be that. But then saying about that, there's another level because all of that what you just described, you realize that that's not real.
It's
That
not
the stuff that you ended up being is not even you.
right. It's not even you. So like when people ask you like, who are you? People will be like, oh, well,
Right.
I'm from here, and like this is my profession, and
Right.
this is where I live, and these are the people that I hang out with.
Yeah.
But it's not actually you. That's just like a byproduct of everything around you, which can be fun too. I mean, to introduce yourself as that.
Yeah.
If people want to know that aspect about you.
Yeah. Well, like for example, I'm a business analyst.
Right.
that's one
Like
of
saying
them.
I'm a business, analyst, and this is what I do. But if someone is seeking a more,
as if
profound,
it describes me.
as if it describes, you at your core level, and that's
Right.
not it. It's not
Absolutely
you.
not.
Like, would you say that to like your partner who's like trying to form a deeper connection with you?
Yeah.
Like that's very superficial, as people would say,
Yeah.
and it's not really you. So you need to ask yourself, who is it that I am?
Right.
What is it that I desire? And like Terrence McKenna says this stuff, Alan Watts,
Mhm.
these people just keep repeating this stuff because it's important.
Yeah.
Because, we are a byproduct of
Yeah.
our experiences.
Well, speaking of that, is that who am I? It actually, you find out who you are at each level. A little more of you. For example, when you level up,
Mhm.
the next thing you want to find out is like, who am I now, right? Because I know who I was in level 3. Who am I now? And then you find out that love side of you, and then you become like that love person.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
But then once you level up to number 6, then you have to find out another character of who you are playing in this level. Like you're discovering your character in each level. It's not the same character. You're not bringing the same person with you.
No.
You literally like a snake shedding its skin.
Yeah.
That's what's happening to you. Like you leveling up, and entire personality is no longer there or not even applicable. So you look at the 5-6 years back, and then you look at that person. That's not me who I am right now. It's not me. Like literally, two people would have a
Completely
different
different.
conversation. They would
Yeah.
not talk the same way. You see?
They would not talk the same way.
They would
There's
not talk the same way.
a lot less ego there. Excuse me.
Even
About
the
a
words
lot
they
of
use,
things.
everything. Yeah. So
even the words they use.
even the
Yeah.
word they use. So on each level, we know that we have to rediscover
you
ourselves.
no longer talk British, mate.
What, mate?
Like how you no longer talk British.
I no longer talk British. I barely talk British when I was in Britain anyway. But
Yeah, just a joke.
I do talk a little bit more British when I'm there. It just naturally comes
Yes,
out of me.
I
'cause
think
the
it's natural.
Yeah.
It's a natural part of your environment too.
Yeah. But somehow it's hard for me to just like put on the accent because it doesn't feel genuine.
It doesn't feel genuine. Like if I go to Mexico, like I just want to speak Spanish and it feels good. And like I love that part of my character too. Like I want to play that and engage in that, and that feels fun.
Yeah.
But if I do that here, it's a little bit different. Like people around me don't speak Spanish. You know, the culture is different.
Right.
And
well, let's talk about level 7.
Well, level 7
and what do you discover? Who are you in level 7? That's the interesting one. Level 7 is a special one because what you discover in the level 7 about yourself is mind-blowing.
Oh,
go.
Do you want to pop that bubble?
Pop the limb, pop the mud. Okay.
So level 7, basically now you've opened the portal, right? If you want to call it that. You've accessed 0-point consciousness. You've become conscious that you can access different information, creative information, and actually pop out of your body into lucid dreams. And when you have that experience, you can access what it feels like to have unity, to feel all your emotions being lined up at all your different levels.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you would call being one with God, one with the energy of God, just being in the present moment.
That's what was leading towards to.
Yeah.
It's discovered that you are God.
That you are.
Sounds crazy, right?
Right. I don't want to put it that way, but I mean, a few years ago, I felt like God is in you. Mm-hmm. Like God is always in you.
Right.
Like God is not this external thing for me.
Well, God is a fractal of us.
God is a fractal of us, so therefore you contain it.
Yeah.
Right. It's
therefore,
not like
exactly.
It's not like there's a hard cutoff
within each of us.
Right. It's like a flower.
Yeah.
The petals of the flower are still part of the stem.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like there's a.
It's not outside of us.
In the stem.
It's not outside of us. It's inside of us.
It's within us.
And I think it's very important for people not to make that mistake and think that God and that bigger, larger consciousness system is actually a separate from you. That's something that you need to like obey or see as an authority. Because we've done that for the last 2,000 years, and that was not turned out really well. So when you make that shift and you start saying, and when you make that
shift. Listen, motherfuckers. This is the way it's going to work out.
Yeah.
No, yeah. When you make that shift, you discover so much. And I think our generations are
let's just talk about that shift. The shift that you're making is that your realization that it's within me. It's not something that it's above me or is telling me what to do. I can be one with it, meaning I could be indistinguishable from it.
Indistinguishable.
Yeah, and that's why in all these teachings, Hinduism and many more, it's always you are it, you are it, you are it, you are it. That's what they keep on rapping about.
And that is one of the first civilizations that was founded.
Yeah. And
then now we have more, and they've institutionalized this stuff. Like, I won't name names of the religions, but this is what they've done.
Let's not name them. Yeah, well, by the way, all of these religions are also natural phenomena. These are the ego structures on a collective level.
It's a natural phenomenon. On a collective level, the ego wants to contain the power.
Absolutely.
Because it's very difficult and fearful to break the ego structure, allow consciousness to just flow, to level up and evolve.
Right.
Imagine we just told people today.
But just like all these religions, they are ego structures. So we have these ego structures who we also find it very difficult to demolish.
Of course.
Because we don't even want to do that.
Of course, Yeah. That is what collective consciousness is. As a fractal, it's us. And
but
we have them too.
Yeah, but it has to evolve up, not the other way around.
Yeah, you have to be in touch with what's beyond, but within you.
Yeah.
You can go within you and access the beyond. Right. And also understand how you're fractaling. And that's what we do with science. We look at subatomic particles and bosons and fermions and all this stuff, right? but we can also go within to access what's beyond us.
And we do exact same science, except it's within.
Yes, and
This is what I think is going to be the great leap of science. Whenever science is going to start looking within, whenever we're going to have scientists of consciousness, there's like a new breed that's sprouting out right now.
Already.
It is happening. This new breed of scientists sprouting out.
Yeah,
but they're minority.
They are.
But with time,
0.001%.
I think it's inevitable that group is going to keep on growing.
Yeah.
So if you want to be in cutting edge field, science of consciousness.
It's a dope field to play in.
Yeah.
You know, Thomas Campbell has been playing in this field for 40 years.
Yeah.
And he was a physicist at NASA.
Yeah.
And he discovered this stuff. And he doesn't want to leave it. Who would want to leave it?
Yeah.
When you know that you can access non-physical realities,
right,
and change your whole perspective on life, help people, help others, your family,
right,
yourself, you know, play all the levels.
Yeah.
And now I think Thomas Campbell, he's playing the game of leaving his mark.
But
right?
The wisdom game, the level 7. Well, let's talk about level 7 game.
Yeah.
So let's agree that that people like Thomas Campbell are the highest point of evolution in this game, right? They're playing level 7.
I would say gurus.
Yeah, they're gurus essentially.
Yeah, Thomas Campbell is like a guru.
Yeah, it's like,
but he doesn't talk of himself like that. He has very scientific terms for the way that he communicates this information.
right.
Because for some people it's not politically correct or, you know, socially acceptable in your structure based on what you believe in to accept this at face value.
Right.
But everyone accepts science.
Yeah.
Everyone can experiment with science. Nobody has a problem with it. You know, and that's a strong boundary that we had to cross.
Right. We got
a few
to
hundred years ago.
Absolutely.
But now no one has a problem with science. But people did before.
Yeah.
So that's why Tom Campbell, he's approaching it from that way.
So you're saying that we have to use science to propagate spirituality in the world?
I would say doing whatever feels right is the best way. You don't have to, maybe your soul's purpose is not to impact 10,000 or 100 million people in the world. Maybe it's just a few, 3. And those 3 will go on to affect 10 of them, 10 people.
Right.
And then from there, 1 will shine, and that will be the guru who's going to change the perspective, right? Like the Gandhi or the Jesus.
Right. So
some Messiah.
The wisdom level 7, we're talking about that.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's how they play it. Basically, from that level, as you can see, that the highest level is not what you think it is. Like, it's not the politician. It's not the president.
Oh.
It's not a big boss and super rich dude. It's not elite. It's not that.
Yeah.
That's not the highest level in this game.
That's not who you look up to if you want to.
That's not who you look up to.
Understand your sole purpose in life.
And actually play a high level game.
Yeah. I mean, you can choose to look up to those people. There's nothing wrong with that.
But the fact that realizing that, okay, that this game is just the fucking mediocre stuff, that's not where I want to be. This is not what I'm going to get the most fulfillment and bliss in life. If that's what I'm looking for.
Right. It will not be that.
It would not be that.
But it would be fun to play those games too if you know you're playing them. And to
when you know when you're playing them, then you play with a huge smile on your face. You say, okay, I'll play this character. Let me be this person here.
And it's a challenge, and you know what it's leading to, right?
Yeah.
It's growing.
But isn't it a bit of an acting? Because you have to pretend to be the person that you were before.
What do you mean?
Well, when you are talking about, let's say, if I talk about something in the business field, like I cannot be the same person that I am here talking to you now.
Right.
But I've been that person before, so all I'm doing is saying, okay, I'll play the character that I used to play.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to pull that avatar out, and I'm going to play for it for you. But you're playing. You're 100% playing. Yeah.
Putting the disc.
Putting the disc in and press and play. And say, all right, let's play Kestutis from, 2001. And that's what you get.
And you can do that, but you could do it consciously too. Yeah. And you could play that game, but no, it's like not all about that. You have multiple facets to your avatar. Yeah. And that's what Thomas was talking about. He did mention one example where you can multitask. you can be many different avatars at one time.
Yeah, well, that's just level that is kind of beyond
That is
most.
high level. That is pretty advanced
Yeah.
stuff to do.
It's good to know that there is a level above the level.
Yeah.
It's always good to know that.
It's good to know that. And